today's video, we're going to be talking about mitosis process or the cell division. The mitosis process happens with eukaryotic cell group animals and plants. This happens for only complex organisms like plants and animal and fungi, etc. Now let's dive right into the first phase, which is the interphase. The interphase is the phase where the cell decides that now that its growth period has stopped, it should duplicate itself. So that's what it's going to start doing now. So it duplicates all the organelles and everything except for the chromosomes, which is pretty much what we're going to be talking about this whole thing. So chromosomes, we have in the chromosomes is part of the DNA, and it's inside the nucleus. So we have 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of them. Now let's move on to the prophase. The prophase is where you duplicate the chromosomes and you have the exact duplicate right next to it. These are called sister chromatids. Now there are 92 chromatids or 46 pairs of chromosomes. So you can also see that the nucleus is breaking, as you can see gaps over here, and the centriole is, like you see over here, the centriole is now starting to spindle. And you might be wondering, what are these lines? These lines are called microtubules, which are important for the process. Now we'll move on to the prometaphase. The prometaphase is where the chromosomes are now paired up with a protein, and this is called centromere. Here, the two sister chromatids that we saw over here are now being paired with a protein called centromere. And the microtubules have expanded a lot, and the centrioles have reached the poles of the cell. The microtubules are now attaching themselves to the centromere or the protein that has connected the sister chromatids. That's pretty much for the prometaphase. Next, we go to the metaphase. The metaphase is where you can see the chromosomes are now lined up exactly on the equator. The centrioles are right now spindling, and the microtubules are still there. These chromosomes that are over here, they're the same chromosomes lined up on the cell equator. There are 46 pair chromosomes on the equator right there. Now let's move on to the anaphase. The anaphase, you can see, is where the centrioles, they're at the poles, right? The cell is now starting to split. You can see over here that it's starting to split. The chromosomes they're now being pushed on either side, and it's like there's 46 pairs, right? Well, half of those pairs or 23 pairs are moving this side, while the other 23 are moving this side, and they're still being held by the centrioles or the microtubules. Now we'll move on to the telophase. Now it's really starting to split. The cell is really starting to split, and you can see the pinching happening over here, over the cell membrane over here. You can also see that the centrioles have stopped spindling and the microtubules have vanished. And if you haven't seen any organelles, it's actually there happening. It's being sorted out into each cell. The nucleus has also been built up, you can see, and they're filled with chromosomes. There's 23 pair chromosomes like in each nucleus, like we started in the beginning. And next is the cytokinesis over here. They fully split, and you got two duplicate cells. These are daughter cells, and this is the parent cell. So the daughter cell is pretty much the exact copy of the parent cell. As you can see, the chromosomes here are back again. They're coiled like they were in the beginning. The duplicate organelles have been split evenly. For a model, we did the coiling over here. We used the coiling like this. These are the chromosomes. They're coiled up, as you can see, as they start in the beginning. Also see that this white part over here, they have centromeres like they do in the real thing. Now they're like split, and they make duplicates of each other. This would be the original, and this would be like the sister chromatid. This would be original, this would be sister chromatid. Then next after that, the sister chromatids, they get paired up together, like what happens in the prometaphase. And then after that, in the metaphase, they're lined up in the equator. Next, what happens is they start getting split because the microtubules are pulling them from each side, and they get split onto the two opposite poles. And then lastly, now that they're pulled, we have the two chromosomes that are in two different nucleus, and it's starting to pinch. The telophase is starting to pinch on the cell membrane. And lastly, it's coiled up again, like over here. This is all about cell division process called mitosis.